What's up, everyone? We're getting back to, man, I've been in a funk lately. I need to get back to the morning meditations and start doing daily telekinesis practice again. How's everyone doing today? I'm gonna let some people get on. I'll be right back. Actually, you guys can come with me. We're gonna make some tea. And we'll do some telekinesis practice today. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna make some tea real quick. How's everyone doing today? My boy Colpin here. Dude, I missed you on the last live. I didn't get to talk to you. Here's one of my little tinctures. They got cayenne pepper, turmeric, and black pepper. I think ginger. This one actually I think has a lot of stuff in it. No problem, bro. I was just, next time, I was excited to talk to you. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, you're like 15 minutes loud. Yeah, I just make my own. Burdock root. I just put a bunch of stuff together. Thyme, dandelion, lemongrass, ginger root. I'll put a bunch of these together with I always put turmeric and cayenne pepper. Yo, what up, Dakota? What's up, brother? Trying to imprint off a cheap Hertz generator. We're gonna charge up on our e-box. I'm gonna charge up for a bit, hang out. And then we'll go. You're gonna do a juice fast? Yeah. That's what, when I do my really long fasts, I'll do juice. Specifically, I'll just drink nothing but pineapple juice. It works pretty great. And I'll use my turmeric. Where do I get that? These are in my, here, let me link. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna put my link. All right. Probably muted me. Cool. So I linked it on the bottom left here. There's that little link chain. The eBox, the Dropbox link is right there, and my link tree. You can find all my stuff in there. We're gonna get charged up. Hit this for like 10 minutes. Is Culp still in here? Dude, Culp, you're getting super strong, man. You're getting really good at those pulls. It's cool to see people practicing. Anyone else in here actually give this a try? I've been, oh, you told a friend? Yeah. I'm, like I said, I've been really stoked about this box. You know, I have my Spooky 2 Rife machine, and I really don't hardly use it anymore because this thing is just like a better version. Because like the $350 Spooky 2 comes with like a bunch of stuff, but it's basically a TENS machine using modulated frequencies through the TENS machine, where this thing just has one specific modulation of alternating current that's hitting you, but it's seriously. So like I always tell everyone, so your heart is a vortex generator. All right, it takes the blood, sends it throughout the body. And the blood carries the iron that creates the ferromagnetic, creates your aura, your electromagnetic field. This oxygenates your blood and increases blood flow. So it's, if you imagine your heart is a vortex generator that's creating your aura. Now, if you have something like this that's oxygenating and increasing blood flow, that's increasing the strength of your field. Not to mention, this is giving me a positive charge. Like this is hitting with essentially like giving my body a positive ionization. So it makes it a lot easier, because what a lot of people don't seem to understand is telekinesis, chi energy, prana, magic. It's magnetism, it's magnetic, it's electrostatics. So what we're doing is, all around us is this etheric field. There is no such thing as empty space. All around us, air, molecules, particles, they're not real. They're just densities of charge. Wave phase conjugations. Don't take antioxidant. Dude, yeah. I forgot. You gotta tell me more about all that stuff. No one said the body doesn't need negative ions, Sean. In fact, what you're supposed to do after you charge up with this is go ground out outside. But I don't know, you're a little sassy pants a lot of times. Yeah, you guys go try it for yourself. But what I'm saying is this builds up a positive static charge on the body, which makes it easier to manipulate that etheric energy. It makes it easier to connect to the ether and create the electrostatic interference patterns. Is essentially what's going on when we're practicing telekinesis. You're affecting the waves. So all around us, the ether is a liquid, it's fluid. That's why all of everything, we can learn everything by understanding waves, phase, conjugations, and fluid dynamics. And that's how so I'm going to use the gloves when I first start. We'll charge up with this, get a strong electrostatic field around us, and then use that, especially with styrofoam cups. I can really get like crazy chi bursts. Good to see you, Ace. Awesome to see you. And everyone else, good to see you, Luke. How you been doing? How you been, brother? Yeah, I made a lot of videos, especially like my videos on the multi-wave oscillator. Essentially, Nikola Tesla. So George Lakhovsky, going off of Nikola Tesla work, Nikola Tesla said all disease is the manifestation of your cells being out of alignment. Essentially, just like I was saying here, let's just put it this way. The strength of your field is largely what your mental and physical health is largely dependent on your energetic field, the strength of your field of energy. And all disease basically is a manifestation of these the weakness in your field. So like when our body isn't, our cells aren't oscillating in alignment, it creates blockages, and that creates blockages in the field, which manifests as dis-ease. And then like Royal Raymond Rife believed that all dis-ease, and the Rife machines are really, really effective against cancers, and I shouldn't even be saying that, but so here's the thing. The chi coil, I've had 2 people with terminal lung cancer that I gave chi coils to, and both of them, and the doctors were telling, like my friend Loretta, they were telling her even with chemotherapy, she had little chance of surviving. And I gave her the chi coil, and she never even had to go through the chemo. She blasted the cancer out of her body using the chi coils. This is perfect. So what I've been doing is buying and testing out Rife machines, see which ones I like the best. So I have a Spooky 2 right here. That's a Spooky 2 Rife machine. And to be honest, I'm not very impressed with the $350 one. I'm not very impressed with. I'm sad the chi coils went from $350 for the cheapest one to like $650. So I hate that a lot of these are gate kept behind pretty big price tags. So eventually I'm working on having my own rodent coil layouts printed and making my own rodent coil Rife machines. But that's also why I love this. This is only $150 and it's so effective, especially if anyone that has chronic pain, inflammation. Frequency is FDA approved medicine now. Wow. When I talk about the frequency healing stuff, that's what gets me banned, suspended, and in trouble more than anything else. If I talk about any of this technology, this is what gets me shut down more than anything. So, the big pharma doesn't want the word to get out. If you guys get one of these, I'm doing it straight to the contacts. I've been working toward being able to do this. But if you do this, get a piece of paper towel or toilet paper and put it over the contacts and then lick your fingers. And you'll just get that's the way to do it, and lightly apply pressure to the contacts. Yeah, so my buddy, I was gonna get a 3D printer and try and do all this on my own, but Spencer, and I got to get Spencer on here to talk about this e-box because he knows more about it than anyone. But yeah, so frequency healing, this is not new technology. So like if you go to these old cathedrals, the old Tartarian architecture cathedrals, you'll see the magnetic field line domes and the magnetic field line floors. And, you know, they removed all the bells. Those churches would create a resonance that was healing for the body. So all this comes from ancient technology that our ancestors all knew about. And it really brings in everything together when you understand like resetting the body to factory settings using frequency and vibration to align your chakras, align the cells, and get your body back in alignment with its back to its true nature. Yeah, I gotta get, I didn't even check this box. If I have any people from Wyoming too, let me know, because I bought a bunch of these to sell to people locally. We got a whole bunch. We got 10 of them. And that's like the biggest thing. I don't care if you guys buy any of this stuff. If you want to, I truly appreciate anyone that buys any of this stuff from my links. Help support me because I'm not able to make money any other way than if, you know, I sell stuff because I'm demonetized. But my biggest goal, I just want people, I need to get this technology into the hands of the people that need it and start getting the word out how effective this stuff is and how essentially we've been tricked for years and years and years playing along with this toxic, this parasitic system that is really all about centralized control, nothing to do with keeping people healthy. And when you really get into, you know, me and we had a long talk about this the other day. You should check out my live with Ira and Dakota. That was a really good talk. We talked about all this today, but like AIDS being really the treatment you are getting for AIDS is actually what's causing all the symptoms for it. Things like that. You know, cancer is all basically our society today is this parasitic. It's really like a parasitic entity. All of our technology, instead of using vortex dynamics, instead of using implosion technology, we use explosion, death, decay, entropy. It's all really ritualistic to, you know, even people don't realize that they are participating in rituals daily, magic rituals, ceremonial and ritualistic magic, including eating 3 times a day. Those are rituals. And all this is creating our perception of reality. And until we break away from these parasitic systems and until we start creating our own parallel systems and connecting back. So instead of connecting to Earth's natural grid, just like if our cells stopped connecting to our body and started letting it be hijacked by a parasitic entity, you know, that would create cancer, tumors, all this disease in the body. That's exactly what we've allowed ourselves to do. We're the creative force of this reality, and our consciousness, our attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. And that's the biggest thing. But every time we participate in the system, we're giving power, we're giving our energy, we're manifesting these parasitic entities into reality every time we participate. And you can't beat the system, left, right, Democrat, Republican. It's all the same thing. as long as we're participating, as long as we're watching the news, as long as we're watching the media they give us, they're planting the seeds. We give those ideas, those narratives, we give our attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. So the more of our energy, the more it manifests, the more we're giving away our divine creative power and allowing ourselves to be enslaved. So that's why it's so important that no matter where anyone's at in their life, it's important to just find what you enjoy, find what makes you happy, and keep working towards that. Work toward what brings you joy, brings out your inner child, connects you back to the universe. So all these corporate, they even call them corporate entities, right? Well, these are egregores, they're parasitic. So everything that is in the physical realm has a spiritual, it has an energetic body. And, we're giving away our sovereignty, our creative force, going to work for these corporate entities, trading our time and energy for this fake money, all while we're growing, manifesting these parasites more and more into reality. So it's really important now more than ever. I mean, the things are coming to a head. So it's important that we start separating ourselves, regaining our sovereignty, we can't allow ourselves to be victims of anything either, because as long as you're a victim of something, you're putting that thing over you, and you're creating a tube to feed this thing energy. So, and that's a big thing too. Like everything that we see in society today, we've allowed to happen. We've consented to all of this. We've willingly participated in the system. If we didn't like how things are going, all we have to do is stop participating in the system. It's a parasite. It can't create anything on its own. It can't survive on its own. It has to feed off of its host. So all we have to do is stop participating in these parasitic systems, and the whole house of cards falls apart. That's why they create all the fear and confusion to keep everyone dependent, centralized control, make sure everyone's dependent on the system. That's why you can't go hunting and fishing without all these licenses. You can't build on land. All this is to disconnect you from source, connect you from the Earth's energetic grid, and disconnect you from source, and get you plugged into this parasitic false light overlay. Jedediah, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? All right, we're charged up a bit. We're gonna do a little. Yo, Wyomingites are such a rare breed. Out of all my followers, I have like no followers from Wyoming. Hopefully I can get some people. Anyone from Wyoming, especially around Casper, let me know. I want people to try these out, get some firsthand experience, try these out, get some people trying these for themselves. All distractions so the machine can run. Yeah, exactly. Tume, thank you, brother. Everyone in here too, I assume is, anyone in here is probably pretty aware of the systems. And that's the big thing, like anyone that is aware right now and still participating in the false light grid matrix, start building up your sovereignty, you have to be the hero of your own story. We can't wait for someone to come and save us. I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for leaders. I need people that are going to make the changes and start, that's what, I'm trying to get this bus all outfitted, be a mobile rife machine, go around, travel, and hopefully start building community. We need to start building communities back up. Everyone's been so isolated, and that was a big, the whole pandemic. The whole point behind that really was to disconnect us from the grid, disconnect us from each other, and it's created this really weird reality we live in where everyone's like hyper isolated. Everyone's created their own belief systems. And that's the thing too, guys. Belief is the enemy of knowing. If your reality is based on beliefs, you can't even spell belief without lie. So it's privy to be untrue. You have to start from the ground up and build your reality based on knowing. Know thyself, know thy God. Your power comes from that's what real faith is, what you can draw from in here, from that, what you know to be true. So like, I know who I am and what I'm here to do, which allows me to have the strength, have the confidence to do all this, to connect to people, because I know I go with God. My intent, I'm doing what I'm programmed to do. Like everyone has, school and church act like we need to be taught what's right and wrong. You have a moral compass. You were programmed, just like your cells know what to do, just like all animals know how to operate in their true nature. So do you. All right. And that's what this telekinesis stuff is all about. Is you are one with the universe, and you were created in God's image. You were created to be a filter of this energy to project and create your perception of reality, to create a healthy universe. The universe, one song, all right? We all are supposed to be operating on our own individual authentic frequency, our own vibration. But while we're here real quick, well, let's just go over how telekinesis works again real quick. So all around us, what we think is empty air, what you call wind, all right, it's electromagnetic waves of energy. What you call particles, molecules, those are just waves in the ether. And all this energy is electromagnetic in nature. Just like you're a magnet in the electromagnetic universe. And in your head, you got a pineal gland. That pineal gland is covered in quartz crystal. When you apply a mechanical stress to a crystal, it creates piezoelectricity. So when we're creating that piezoelectric effect in the brain, it's activating your antenna. That antenna shoots out a signal into the ether that allows you to pick up on these waves of energy that are all around you. Positive, negative, masculine, feminine, centripetal, feminine, centrifugal, masculine, right turning, left turning, counter-rotating fields of energy. And we're the neutral observer. We're the 0 point in between those two fields. And we can tap into that field to manipulate the energy, and because we are the creative force of reality. All right. Our perception creates our perception. What you're only able to perceive out here, what you can comprehend in here. And what people call frequency biased is really just once you decode something, it's going to show up in your universe because you've created it in here first. All right. This is a cut up can for anyone. I haven't really done this in a while. Okay. Two tenths. All right, we're gonna get the cups out. So People always ask why the gloves. I love to warm up with these, and I like to wear all this to get raise my vibration. Heat is a higher vibration. So this is how this is how matter works too. Matter is just etheric energy at a low vibration. So it's just like if you take water and you lower its vibration, you get ice. If you take that same water and raise its vibration, you get steam. It returns to ether. High vibrating matter returns to ether. Low vibrating light turns to matter. It's all just frequencies. How's it going, Radomir? God, you guys always have, seriously, the coolest names in here. So we'll go over all this. Can you guys see okay? So first, let's start with wind energy. This is me flapping my wings as hard as I can. Okay? Now I'm just gonna go right here. Just gonna warm up a bit, get a connection. Hopefully people in here, I really hope you guys try this for yourself. Everyone should be practicing, whether it's this, but we all have natural abilities like this, and it all has to do with telekinesis. How does that work? Tapping into the ether. Telepathy. How does your TV pick up different signals on the TV? It's the same thing. Waves in the ether. Well, it all operates the same thing by connecting to the ether and connecting to these waves of energy that are all around us. There is no separation. All separation is an illusion. Everything is one thing, and it's that ether vibrating at frequencies to create our perception of the physical reality. face mask up for a bit. That was a good one. You know, I don't know what I did. I need to do some sidewheel. Everyone always asks me to do sidewheel practice, but it's boring to watch and boring to do, so I never really do it. I lost my needle. I just take a needle, poke it in the top of one of these cups, and then set up. I'll have to find a needle and just do it. Or I got this thing now that I use too. But I haven't really been practicing that. So I practice this way, especially with the tinfoil. People are always asking me what I'm thinking about when I'm doing this. But in reality, especially when I'm really practicing, this is my main meditation. So what I'm doing is trying to remove all the background noise, all the outside noise, and trying to tap into that flow state. And just letting the energy move through me and guide me, and letting the energy be the teacher. Just for fun, we're gonna put it right over here. People like to say I'm hitting the cups. Just for fun. So these are like over 3 foot away. All right, there's 3 foot on my tape. Okay, so like the last one is over 3 foot. My record, I would love to see someone beat my record with knocking over a can with a playing card. Was that 33? Yeah, 33 inches. So right here, where that can is, that's my record of using a playing card to knock over a can, which I need to start trying to break that record again. I don't like that one. And we'll take off the gloves here in a minute. Week. All right. I'm gonna try and tap into that flow state. So if I'm talking, it's really hard to get, it's like I said, it's really hard to like teach this and practice at the same time, especially if I'm trying to really tap in, because I have to block out the outside noise and tune out and tune in. We'll do some bobbles first. Oh man, too tense. And what I've really found, you want to be as loose. All your movements should be really loose and flow until, so whatever, you'll have an intention, whether you want it to push or pull. And this is also, so like when I'm practicing with a tinfoil, I kind of just go with the flow. Like the foil actually like speaks to me, shows me kind of what movements I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. But especially when I'm practicing with an intention. So like this is more like my strength training, and the tinfoil is more like my flow state, tapping into the energy field. But what I found is I want to be loose as possible right till I get to, it's like, so I'll have a visualization. So if I want to pull, I'm seeing that it's kind of like a string or these waves attached. And right when I get tense, that's when I make the connection and solidify the energetic field. Basically, I'm using that flow to collect a bunch of energy, and then I stiffen up to harden that energy to create the physical manifestation of what I want. It usually doesn't drain me, but that's when I'm practicing. Yeah, I used to do this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day and just live stream it. I used to just live stream this all day, every day. And I just I've been worn out, honestly. I've needed to, I'm still needing to, honestly. I got to do, one thing I need to do is go out into the woods for like 3 days, no eating, just fast, and nothing but meditation, and reconnect and get rid of all, especially what's the hard part about doing all these lives and interacting with all these people is you start taking on everyone's energy. You start allowing other people's consciousness, hopes, dreams, all this stuff, and it can get so heavy. And that's part of like shielding too. It's something we all need to learn. I mean, one of the best things that I've learned is not to carry other people's perceptions of me, because no one knows me but myself. And so anyone's opinion of me really doesn't matter. It's only based on their perception, and people aren't seeing me. They're seeing a reflection of them more than they're seeing me. You're seeing a mirror of yourself, and whatever people hate about me is really a reflection of them, and it's all trauma projection. But even the hardest part is just, sometimes people with a lot of hopes and dreams, and you want to help them you want to help everyone on their way. But even that can become overwhelming, Yeah, and that's usually what I do. I need to go and do it. And, one of the big things that's been weighing on me, that's really been holding me back, is for like the last 2 years. So I started my own fire suppression sprinkler company, and I partnered with my friend. And that was a stream of income for me, because every time I'm able to monetize on doing any of this stuff, something happens to shut me down. And now I had a fallout with my partner, and he owes me quite a bit of money. I don't know if he's even going to pay me what he owes me. It's been 2 months, and I was counting on that money, one, to help pay off my bus and get it set up. But I've been allowing all that weight. I've not been active in figuring out solutions to my problems. I let myself get caught in my mind and let fear and the negative thoughts take a hold. And I know this isn't just me. We all have these issues. I mean, me specifically, these are issues I'm having right now, and the way I'm combating it is this is what I need to be doing instead of, even I've been isolating and meditating, but in reality, what I need to be is connecting and helping others. That helps me, is helping others and connecting with others. And I just got to not let myself get down on myself, I suppose, but just thought I'd open up a little bit. Yeah, and I really don't, I try to just be an open book. So for years, and I know a lot of people, we wear these masks. We pretend, we create these characters that we play to fit into society. And, I did that for years until, I did a stream the other day going deep into a lot of the stuff I went through. And it really shook me to my core, which I'm so thankful for, all the things that happened, because it allowed me to tap into my authentic self, find who I am and what I'm here for, and allowed me to, most people don't do stuff because they have imposter syndrome and they don't think they're smart enough, good enough, this, that, or the other thing. But all my experiences really led me to being like, well, I'm never going to have the life I want unless I be the person I am. So I have all these fake friends and this shitty job, and I'm making money and trying to keep up with the Joneses, all that garbage. We're trying to fill spiritual holes with materialistic things, and it's never going to lead us anywhere. It actually just makes us feel further guilt, further shame. What we really need to do is search within and then find out who we are until we really search inward and understand ourselves. Our outside, so as above, so below, as within, so without. Your internal environment is a mirror of your external environment. Your external environment is a mirror of your internal environment. And until you allow yourself to be authentic, be your authentic self, you're not going to see, your external environment is going to mirror your internal state. So if you're playing this character, if you're pretending to be this person so you fit in and so that people like you, well, it's going to be mirrored in your internal state and your external state. Awesome, Charles, dude. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy to see. I honestly can't believe myself. Well, I can, and it's still unbelievable in itself that, I had a goal, I had a belief, and actually not a belief, I knew I had to share what was in my heart. I had to share my experiences, share what I've learned. And it's been awesome to see, and it took a lot of work. I used to come up here and do these streams and just get made fun of by people for years. And if I would have let that stop me, people, and most of them aren't even people, most of them are bots. If I would have allowed that to stop me from chasing my goals, if I had to return to that miserable life before, well, there's no way I would allow myself. I can't, because once Pandora's out of the box, once I've saw the greater picture, had a better understanding of the reality, there's no way forward but to move forward, or there's no moving back, I guess. And this is, I'm no different than anyone else. Everyone else is capable of tuning into their own energy, tuning into their authentic self. And the world is starved for authenticity. It doesn't even matter what we talk about. And as long as you search for the truth in earnest and tapping into your authenticity, we'll all end up at the same place. So we'll all, no matter what you have to talk about, everyone's going to be interested in it as long as you authentically are pursuing your own vision, your own creative essence. We're gonna get some tinfoil practice. So I really like anyone that practices. If you practice with the heavier stuff, doing like, this is what I call like my weight training, doing the heavier stuff, and then go try the tinfoil, that's an awesome way to, like, when you're working on the heavier objects and then you come back to the light tinfoil, you realize how much more control and power you have. Whew. The aluminum can definitely wears me out, though. I'll admit that much. All right, let's do some tinfoils. Oh my God. These started screeching and it is killing me. I cannot take screeching noises. I have to make new ones. right. Whew. I need some tea. Okay, I'm really gonna focus on moving one at a time. So if it was just wind, I shouldn't be able to launch one and not the other when they're right next to each other. But people see only what they want. All right. Let's do some. Where did I put the cups in? Huh? week. I'm gonna have to change shirts. I can't practice like this. Sweating. Well, I'm glad you're here, Carrie. Carrie Dwayne Moon. That's a cool name, too. All right, 1 minute. Man, I'm weak. There we go. Here's something I like to do with cups too. shape. That was harder than it should be. Whew. Hey, thanks, Corey. I'm actually definitely getting better, but I'm also a little out of shape. Instead of practicing, I've been being a bum. All right, I gotta rest for a minute. That wore me out more than it should have. Where's everyone else from? How's everyone doing today? And how do you start practice, man? So 90% of this goes back to knowing. You have to know you're capable. So it helps to understand the mechanics behind it. So let's go over this. Like, you're an electromagnetic being. You have an aura, an electromagnetic field, all right? The stronger your field of energy, the healthier you are, and the more you can use your field of energy to interact with this etheric field that's all around us. Inside our head, we got a pineal gland. When you apply, so our pineal gland is covered with quartz crystal. When you apply mechanical stress to a crystal, it creates piezoelectricity. So that's like activating your antenna, and it shoots out a signal into the Ethernet, allows you to perceive and interact with these higher vibrational fields of energy. So that's kind of the science behind it. Now, the best way to start is just go get some tinfoil. I'm just gonna use these. And just start close and go like this. And just repeat this same movement. And imagine, so you can build up like, and you wanna visualize magic. 90% of it is knowing, is tapping into that real faith, knowing you're capable of. And you gotta just fake it till you make it. So when you first start, you can be right here and flap your hands out as hard as you want, and you probably won't get a lot of movement at first. So you want to do is just start close, and don't worry, wind is just this electromagnetic energy. So if you have to use wind at first, don't worry about it. But you're going to practice imagining this chi energy, these waves of energy shooting off your body. So no chi, chi. And you can just get all mine. I started, here we go. I made little ones like this when I first started. And I just start like that. Now, I couldn't get any movement at all when I first started, and it kind of bummed me out, and I quit for a while. When I was first trying, I didn't get like, I really didn't get any like movement at all. And then what helped me was I fasted for like 9 days. After I fasted for like 9 days, I went and practiced. So I knew I was going to be out. Like I was really tapped into that knowing. I'm like, I'm just going to go do it. I know I can. I went and did it. Blasted the tinfoil. And I could really just feel like the chi, that movement of chi. Man, I told Cult Fiction the other day, and this is why I really need to do one of these long. I just did a 3-week fast, but I gotta detox from the phone, detox from the world, go out into the woods and reconnect and disconnect, because in a lot of ways, when I first learned, I was just so tapped in. I could really visualize these fields of energy all around me. I could see in my head the waves I was creating. It was really cool. And I just had, my techniques were so interesting. How I was just downloading. Man, when I was first starting, I noticed I was like, I gotta re-tap into I like using these ones and just trying to get crazy amounts of spins. Ooh. You don't have to use foil. I recommend using tin foil. It just works so good. It's malleable, so you can make it into different shapes that you want to practice with. You can use whatever you want. I mean, I also tell an easy one. So you're going to find out real quick, though. You can try playing cards. It took me months to be able to even... This is one of the things I used to practice when I was first starting, is I just put one card a ways from another one and try and knock over playing cards. So I'm just going to go right here. And then as I got better, I tried knocking over like pop cans, which is pretty freaking hard. Because you really have to like imbue the card, which he kind of, it's pretty difficult. But I definitely recommend anyone, you'll find out real quick, get some playing cards and just set one. You can flap your wings as hard as you want, and this thing's probably just gonna fall over. The playing cards are a great way to teach yourself. I like to set them up. See how much stopping power I can get. I'm definitely out of shape. Here, I'm gonna set these up like this. Use the Joker. Weak. All right. Someone needs to be practicing more. All right, we're good with the cards. And where's my, you'll see me using these ones a lot. Where's my favorite one? So I started making them this shape, like a semicircle. And what I found, what really brought me to a next level was using the tinfoil like this and learning how to create a constant flow of chi energy. So I can go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And to make it roll like that, you have to create a sustained wave of energy. So to get the push and pulls like this, and also I don't turn the sides in, I keep it literally like a semicircle because I have to apply to get it to spin, to actually roll. I almost have to like grab up under it to create the spin, or else it'll just slide like this. See what I'm saying? To get it to spin, I have to apply a certain technique, or else it'll just roll around, it'll just slide. And really the best teacher is I'll get the tin foil like this, and that's where I try and just zone out. And I don't try to decide whether I want to push or pull or what I'm doing. I'm kind of just flowing with the foil and seeing like what it wants to do. As it was wind, all three of them should be moving. So by far my favorite way to train is making these ones. It's seriously, making this shape tinfoil has like expanded my growth so much. I can't even tell you. I used to practice with these a lot, and I practice control, try not to knock them over. Especially when I go to pull these, it's really hard to keep them from falling over. And this is a great way to learn too, is like dance with it without making it fall over. And maybe we'll do that for a bit because I don't hardly practice that anymore. This really helps build control. If I can ever get it to not fall over. So that's how hard it is to not get it to fall. See, once I make a good connection then though, it's easier. I can maintain its form kind of how I want. And then I like to, I'll put a couple of these out here and work on really focusing my energy, moving one, not the other. So this really helps build up your control. And I have really good control. My strength is where I need to put more work. But I just really enjoy doing this. Especially when I'm trying to meditate, I'll just sit there, play with the tinfoil for hours, moving it back and forth, and let my mind, like I said, let that false ego tune out all the outside noise and let the energy just flow through me. And it's really meditation. It's kind of, a lot of people don't realize, another great way to meditate for me is I go on long drives. I got the ADHD, which is not even what it really is, but it's hard for me to sit still. I always want to be moving. So driving is a great way for me to be stuck in one place and have to just go keep my mind focused. I have no idea who, anyone who has gifted me. Thank you so much, guys. I can't believe we got so many stars up in here. Yeah, Carrie, definitely give it a try. Girls seem to really struggle picking this up. Some of the tricks that have helped some of the people is just get a pendulum. It doesn't have to be a legit pendulum. You can get like a necklace. It's better if you have like a chain necklace. You're like, another thing girls are really good with is connecting to crystals, I found, but you can get a pendulum and just concentrate in your mind. So right turning. I'm going to stop it. Left turning, stop it. Right turning. Okay, stop it. This is a good way to pick up on using your field of energy. Another way, dowsing rods. Perfect. So dowsing rods, well witching, people that go and when they are looking for water to dig wells, they'll take birch sticks, walk around outside. The birch, when you're over a body of water, it's going to point straight down. It's picking up on the magnetic field lines. All right. Just like I said, all around you, there's no empty air. It's all electromagnetic waves of energy, positive, negative, feminine, masculine, giving, receiving. So all around us is these energies. You can walk around with dowsing rods and they'll pick up on those waves of magnetism. And that's what you really want to learn to do, is learn how to pick up on those waves of energy that are all around us. Because that's all magic is the ability to perceive and interact with higher vibrational fields of energy. So we only perceive 0.0035% of the magnetic spectrum. So visible light is 0.0035% of the magnetic spectrum. Okay, that's the universe, is the magnetic spectrum. You're a hue man. Hue as in the totality, the total spectrum of light, manifestation. So you're the manifestation of the light spectrum, but we're only operating on 2%. So science will tell you have 98% junk DNA. So that's obviously nonsense. Essentially what it means is we only know 2% of self. Know thyself, know thy God. So we have to search within, activate that DNA, activate pineal gland, and this will start raising your vibration. All reality is constructive and destructive waveforms. So we need to surround ourselves with constructive waveforms. All right. Surround ourselves with positive encouragement and work on building up and so most people, like I said, most people, their reality is based on their belief system, and you can't even spell belief without the word lie. So most people are completely disconnected from the truth of who they are, the truth of what they're here to do. You're the creative force of reality. We take it. So all of reality is just a projection of consciousness. You take in light. Your brain puts all these waveforms together and projects out your perception of the phi cycle universe, but it's all an illusion, really. So understanding all this, understanding the true nature of reality, tapping into your divine creative powers, and knowing how to connect your energy field to this etheric energy field all around you. That's the keys to all this. And it all starts with you don't need permission. All right. A lot of people feel like, a lot of people just have this doubt in their mind. They have the imposter syndrome. So you just got to fake it till you make it. Keep practicing, keep trying. And the more you allow yourself to know in your capabilities, to truly believe as in knowing, the stronger your energy will be. Now, like I said, too, the other 10% is maintaining your biofield, increasing the strength of your electromagnetic field. So detox. Our body needs minerals because we're salt batteries. So we need to take care of our bodies, get our bodies in optimal electrical, and that's why I use this too. So your field of energy, your mental and physical health is largely dependent on your the strength of your field of energy. What people call your aura. Well, pretty much all disease is a manifestation of damage to the energetic field. So things like, where's my little... So your heart is a vortex generator, okay? It takes your blood, spirals it throughout the body. Your blood carries the iron, okay? The magnetism we all know is called ferromagnetism. Ferro means iron. Ferrum on the periodic table, Fe, that's iron. So your blood carries the iron that creates your electromagnetic field. So things like, I don't have colloidal gold down here, but I only drink out of my silver cups, basically, except for my tea. I drink my tea out of this cup I made with my daughter, but so anyway, I'll take colloidal gold. I drink out of copper because those are superconductors. So those monoatomic silver, gold, copper gets into blood. It gets in your bloodstream, and that's a superconductor. So that's going to raise your frequency, raise your vibration. Okay, I use this electric box to build up a positive. So these little e-boxes, everyone can find in my link tree too. My buddy Spencer makes them. So if anyone wants to be part of the research and development team, test these out, you can find them in my link right here. But anyway, I'll use this. This oxygenates the blood and increases blood flow by like a crazy amount. It's basically like blood doping. So this is going to increase the circulation. So that increases the strength of the field. Now, if you have monoatomic gold, colloidal gold, silver, if you have these superconductors in your blood, if you're not wearing so like all of our clothes have plastic in it. That's low vibration. There's heavy metals in all of our water, fluoride in the water that can bond to the calcium that creates the calcification of the pineal gland. Colloidal gold's really good for decalcifying the pineal gland. I'm super glad it is connecting with you guys. So I have tons of videos. I've talked about this stuff all the time. Where's the link for that? For this e-box, I linked my link tree, and the donation box is right here. Do you see the little chain link? Here. the bottom left, there's a little chain. Kind of looks like this guy. Right there. You can find, my link tree too. So I have my Telegram. I have hundreds of free books. You can find my Telegram. It's Jedi Order. And that's in my link tree. And I have 3 or 4 books that are really easy reads that go over all this in depth. Okay. Do you see the little 2 half circles with the little line in between? It looks like a chain link on the bottom left of the screen. You can also just find it in my bio. My link tree. First thing when you go into my bio, onto my page in my bio, there's the link tree. Yeah, with this too, if you guys get one of these, make sure, I've been doing it without, I've been building up my tolerance here, but get some toilet paper or paper towel, put it over the contacts, and then lick your fingers and then lightly press on the contacts, because it is going to blast you with a high voltage of alternating current. So it helps to have a little, put a little barrier between until you build up get used to it. When you use the paper towel over it, and then lick your fingers and lightly touch, you'll just feel a little tingle. And then you can apply more pressure and get more, you can kind of adjust it to whatever is comfortable for you. And as you get more sweaty, as you get sweatier, though, it'll start shocking you more. Ooh. All right, we're gonna go back to practicing for a bit. I gotta go get my dog here in a minute. I like to just use that to build up a little bit of a charge. All right. Get over here. Dude, I'm always... Luke, that is what I'm thinking in my head like all the time when I'm trying to get over here. Especially when I start to struggle. I start doing like, get over here. You're mine. Yo, what up, Crafty? Good to see you, bro. Crafty Steelwood in the house. It says E-Box. It's the second one, but I have it linked. If you, the very first link, do you guys here? Oh, dude, I can't post it on here. Oh, you know what I can do? I'm going to show you exactly where it is. Okay, see right here? That's the link button. It's this one right there, E-Box. So you just click the link right there. And that brings up my link tree, and I have the top one, E-Box, is right there. Do you guys see that on yours? The little link, the chain link at the bottom left should be right over here by the send button. You click on that and it's the top one that says E-Box. And like I said, my friend Spencer from Florida, who I need to, he's going through some hard times right now. Much love, Crafty. Thanks, bro. Cool. Did you find it? My friend Spencer hand makes all these himself. And they're, like I said, so I got this Spooky 2 that's essentially a TENS machine. It does the same thing, essentially, it just hits you with alternating current. But this thing, it just works so much better. And it's $150 for I think the Spooky 2. So if you have $2,000 to spend, and okay, here's what I'm saying. If you know anyone that has like the big C, the crab sign in the sky. Yeah, so this thing works way better than a TENS machine because it's hitting us with modulated high voltage alternating current, and it's like blood doping. It'll give you so much energy. It's good to go and ground out. Make sure you go and ground out after you use it because it will give you it'll give you a positive charge essentially, and you need to ground out. But this thing is amazing for helping with, if you have chronic pain, most chronic pain is caused by inflammation. So this is the best for getting rid of inflammation, increasing blood flow, what I recommend though, anyone that if you know people that have the crab in the sky, the big C, I've had so much success. So just me personally, I've given out I had a couple chi coils and I gave them out for free. My one friend, Loretta, she had like 4 centimeter tumors in her lungs. And even with chemotherapy, they were telling her she didn't have a lot of, things weren't looking good. I sent her the chi coil, had her work on fasting and self-meditation or self-hypnosis. And when she went back to the doctor like 2 months later, the tumors have basically disappeared. Her doctor is blown away and has been like trying to show other people about this technology. it works. The chi coils are also in my bio. And so the thing is, those used to be 300. This is where my journey, I started buying these technologies and trying them out and trying to find the most affordable ones, because so this one is basically a TENS machine. What you need is the plasma bulb. The plasma bulb is $1,800. So you're looking at like $2,200 to get a good Rife machine through Spooky 2. Chi coil, you're looking at, so the basic one, which works perfectly fine. The smallest one, that's what I sent my friend, and it blasted that illness out of her body in no time. And that one starts at $650. So, and I'm working on making my own rodent coils is basically what they are, making my own and selling them for like $150, which is what these are, because all the people that are making them right now they're just behind a huge paywall. Now the best ones, my friend Christian Evans, for like $3,000 makes absolute monsters that'll get rid of any dis-ease in the body. But the most affordable and the most bang for your buck is this thing is awesome. And I just use it too. One of the reasons I like it too is just to charge up my body, charge up my biofield while I'm practicing. And I'll just hit this. Anytime I'm streaming, I'll just start using it. Anytime I'm working on videos or something over here, I'll just hit this. And it's really worked. So I have like tendonitis in my shoulders. I'm curious to see. My shoulders feel way better. I had to start working out again now too. All right, guys, it's about time. I got to go pick up my dog here in a minute. I got to hold myself. I'm going to stream later tonight. You know what? Let's do this. Anyone here that wants to join, we'll do a live stream tonight and do one of my group talks, and hopefully we can get some people on and just have a group discussion. Anyone that wants to jump on the live and have a talk with me and everyone else, feel free to come hang out tonight. Man, doing this is actually tiring. Yeah, it really is, especially when you first start, you're going to be really sore because you're going to be working. We have energy blockages. So you have your 7 chakras. Well, those are like the manufacturing centers. Those are the distribution centers. And then we have all these energetic networks throughout the body. And so we have a lot of self-limiting narratives, self-limiting beliefs, and that actually starts to build up blockages in the energetic body. When you're practicing, you're going to get really sore because you're going to be trying to reconnect all those energetic pathways and moving out all these blockages. So when you first are practicing, you might get cramps. You might get super sore. You might, especially like I could feel where my blockages were, especially in my forearms, in my gut. There's a lot of areas where I'd focus on and put my intention and my conscious effort toward moving the blockages out of there. And when I was practicing 4, 5, 6 hours a day, like I could do it for hours and not even get a little bit tired because I just got so, I wasn't using my energy field. I was really just tapped into this energy field and just letting the energy work through me. And that's why I need to get back to that level because I'm pretty weak right now. Yeah. There's no money in curing people of illness. But if you make chronic illnesses that people have to live with for their whole lives, then you can make bank off of those people. All right, guys. Much love. I'll be back later. Thanks for hanging out, guys.